Hello children, let us start with the third exercise of the lesson factorization. Here we are going to use the method factorizing the difference of two squares. Now we have learned the identity, that is a square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b. So root of a square and root of b square we have taken. Once it is positive, once it is negative. Using that fifth identity, we are going to solve the next exercise. Here the first sum which I have taken, that is x square minus 81. So x square is x square's root is x, 81's root is 9. So once we have to take it positive, once we have to take it negative. How we do with a square minus b square? So in a square minus b square, a square's root we take as a, b square's root we take at b, and one is a plus b, once it is a minus b. The same way x minus 9 and x plus 9. Next, a plus b the whole bracket square and minus 36. Here a plus b square we are going to take as a and 36 we are going to take as b. So root of the first term, that is a plus b, root of the second term is 6. So how we are going to do it? Once it is plus, once it is minus. So a plus b minus 6, a plus b plus 6. Next is 1 minus 64 b square. Now again here 1 we are going to take as a square, 64 b square we are going to take as b square. Now a's root is 1's root is 1 only, 64 root is 8, b square root is b. So once it is positive, once it is negative. So 1 minus 8b, 1 plus 8b. Fine. The same way we are going to do the next sum, that is 8th sum. 9 upon 16 minus 25 x square. So root of the first term what you are going to take, that is 3 upon 4, and 25x square root is 5x. So 3 upon 4 minus 5x, 3 upon 4 plus 5x. Next is 10th sum, that is 1 minus a minus b the whole bracket square. So 1 is a here, a minus b is b here. So root of 1 is 1 and a minus b's root is a minus b. So once it is positive, once it is negative. So 1 minus a minus b and 1 plus a minus b. Fine. Next 16 in the bracket a plus b the whole bracket square minus 9 in the bracket a minus b square. So first term we are going to consider as a, second term we are going to consider as b. So 16 root is 4 a plus b minus 3 a minus b, and then we have to take it as plus now. So 4 a plus b, then plus 3 a minus b. When you open it, you have to change the signs. So 4a plus 4b minus 3a plus 3b. The second bracket will be 4a plus 4b plus 3a minus 3b. When you take it as common, that will be 7 plus a plus 7b, 7a plus b. So that is your answer. Let us go to the next question, that is 17th question. This question is little different. We have to solve it little differently. Now the question is a square minus 2ab plus b square minus c square. Here we won't get direct root of these numbers. So what you have to do, we have to split the number into two parts. So the first part I have taken the first three terms, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square. When you see at these three terms, you will come to know that is this is an expansion of a minus b the whole bracket square, isn't it? We have learned the identities. It will fix the first second identity, that is a minus b the whole bracket square. So a minus b whole bracket square minus c square. Now a minus b we are going to consider as a and c square we are going to consider as b. So root of both the terms, a minus b plus c, a minus b minus c. So these are the answer. Let us go to the next one, that is 19th one. X square minus m square plus 6mn minus 9n square. Here also you won't get direct answer. We have to take it into two groups. The second group I have done with minus m square minus 6mn plus 9n square. So first term we are going to consider as A, second term we are going to consider as B. So root of m square minus 6mn plus 9n square, that is 3 minus m minus 3n square. So x square is considered as A and m minus 3n considered as B. So once it is positive, once it is negative. The next question in that is a raised to 4 minus b raised to 4. So root of both the terms. So root of a raised to 4 is a square. Root of b raised to 4 is b square. So once it is positive, once it is negative. A square minus b square, a square plus b square. So here we end with the third exercise 14C using the difference of 2 square. Let us go to the next exercise, that is 14D. We are going to, sorry children, still a few sums we have to do. The sum is 3 minus 75z square. So here there's no common number you can find out as to find out the root or find out the difference of square. So here we have to take one common number between these two terms. So 3 and minus 75, one number is common, that is 3. So if you take 3 as common number, 3 will be come out and the remaining terms we have to take it in the bracket. So in the bracket you will get 1 minus 25z square. Fine. Now this term what we got in the bracket, that is a perfect square numbers. So now we can take the root of this number. So once root we have to take as 1, 25z square root we have to take as 5z. So once it is positive, once it is negative. 3 will be separate only, 3 we have to keep it as it is, and then 1 plus 5z, 1 minus 5z. Go to the next number, that is 9b cube minus 144b. So here b cube and b is there. Fine. So we'll take common b outside the bracket and 9 from the numerical coefficient. So if you take 9b outside, what will remain? B square minus 16 will be in the bracket. Now b square is also perfect square, 16 also is perfect square. So root of these numbers is b minus 4, b plus 4, and 9b will be as it is. Next, 1 minus 0.49 c raised to 6. Here it is in decimal number. We have to find out the root again. So 1's root is 1 and 0.49's root is 0.7 and c raised to 6 root is c raised to 3. So once it is positive, once it is negative. Next is x raised to 3, y raised to 3 minus 25 xy upon z square. Now we will take some common number from this, that is xy. So if you take xy outside the bracket, from the first term x cube y cube, what will remain? X square y square will remain, minus 25 will be as it is, xy already we are taken outside the bracket, and z square will be as it is. Now root of the bracket numbers. Root of x square y square is xy, 25 upon z square root is 25 upon z. So once you have to put it positive, once you have to put it negative. Fine. Let us go to the next number. This is a little bit different, children. 0.0324 x raised to 4 by 0.60064 b raised to 4. Here we won't get anything common. So to get something common, I have divided this number by 4 because 4 is common between them. So if you take common 4 outside the bracket. You have to divide 0.0324 by 4. You will get 0.0081. That is a perfect square number. And then when you divide 0.0064 by 4, you will get again 0.0016. So these also perfect square numbers. So you have to take root of those numbers. So root of 0.0081 is 0.09. Root of x raised to 4 is x square. 0.0016 root is 0.04, and b raised to 4's root is b square. So once we have to put it positive, once you have to put it in negative. So 4 as it is, 0.09 x square minus 0.04 b square. Once it is positive, once it is negative. Now when it is the first term, when you can see the first bracket, that is with negative sign, those also perfect square number. Again we can split it into, we can factorize those numbers. So 0.09's root is 0.3, x square's root is x, 0.04's root is 0.2. So once you have to put it positive, once you have to put it negative. So again first bracket is factorize in 0.3x minus 0.2b and 0.3x plus 0.2b. The last bracket will be as it is. Now using this only we are going to solve some number sums. So the first is evaluate 82 square minus 18 square. So here we are going to use the same identity. A square minus b square is equal to a plus b, a minus b. Now 82 is, root is 82 square root is 82, 18's root is 18. So once you have to put it positive, once you have to put it in negative. So 82 minus 18, 82 plus 18. So 82 minus 18 is 64, 82 plus 18 is 100. So when you multiply it, you will get 6400. One more sum from that exercise I have taken, that is third one. 0.08 square minus 0.2 square. So again here also we have to take the root of this number. So 0.8 root is 0.8 square's root is 0.8. Once it is positive, once it is negative. So 0.8 plus 0.2, 0.8 minus 0.2. So you will get 1 into 0.6, that is 0.6. Fine, that is the answer. One more sum, that is the last sum of that exercise. 6 4 upon 11 square minus 4 7 upon 11 square. Now this is mixed fraction. I converted into improper one. So that gives you 70 upon 11 square minus 51 upon 11 square. So once we have to put it positive, once you have to put it negative. So positive is 70 upon 11 plus 51 upon 11, 70 upon 11 minus 51 upon 11. When you open this, add this, the base is same, addition can be done. So 121 upon 11 into 19 upon 11. So their cancellation is possible, do that. 19 is the answer for question. Fine. Now let us go to the last exercise of that lesson, that is 14D, factorizing of perfect square trinomials. Here there are 3 terms given and we have to factorize. Here we are going to use factorizing the middle term, splitting the middle term. Okay. Now here how we are going to do? X square plus 18x plus 81 is the term trinomial given. We have to factorize it. Now whatever numerical term constant is there, that is 81, we have to multiply it with first number numerical coefficient. So x square is the first number and coefficient of that is 1. So 81 into 1 is 81 only. So we got 81. Now we have to split 81 or factorize 81. So I have done it for you. When you split it, you will get 1 into 81. You will get 3 into 27. You will get 9 into 9. So there are 3 options. we got three options for 81's factor, that is 1 into 81, 3 into 27, 9 into 9. Now within these three we have to choose one which gives us 18x, because the middle term has numerical coefficient as 18. Fine. So when you are choose these factors of 81, we have to see that addition or subtraction of these factors should be 18. It can be addition also, it can be subtraction also. So we'll check with the first one. First factor is 1 and 81. So addition and subtraction of these two numbers, it comes either 80 or 82. So we don't want. Then 3 and 27, addition is 30, subtraction is 24. So that is also not needed. Then 9 and 9, addition is 18 and subtraction is 0. So addition can be done. Okay. So the middle term is 18x. We have to put it into two parts, that is 9x and 9x. When you do that, the value of the equation is not going to change. Only for the convenience of the calculation we are doing this. So I am splitting the middle term, x square plus 9x plus 9x plus 81. Fine. Now we have to split the term into two parts again. First part is x square plus 9x. Second part is 9x plus 81. So what is common between x square plus 9x? Take it as x. In the bracket, x plus 9 will remain. The second part is 9x plus 81. Again 9 is common between them. 9 take it outside and x plus 9 will be in the second bracket. So take the common brackets first out. X plus 9 is common bracket, that will put as the first factor, and the remaining term, that is x plus 9 again, will put as second factor. So we got two factors, that is x plus 9, x plus 9. So you can write it as x plus 9 the whole bracket square. Let us go to the sixth question of this. 9 minus 30z plus 25z square. Now we have to write it into ascending order of the degrees. So 25z square will come first, minus 30z, and constant will be at the end, that is plus 9. So as I told you, the constant and first number's numerical coefficient we have to multiply. So what is that? Constant is 9 and 25, that gives us 225. Now we have to split 225. So we'll get factors of 225, and that is 5 into 45, 25 into 9 and 15 into 15. How many factors we got? We got 3 factors, 3 groups. Now we have to choose one that which has addition or subtraction as the middle term, that is 30. We should get minus 30. Fine. So which one gives 45 and 5 gives either 40 or 50. 25 and 9 gives either 34 or 16. 15 and 15 gives 30 or 0. So we can take 15 and 15 because we want 30. So 15 minus 15 and minus 15. So the middle term, what is minus 30z, I am going to put it into two parts. So 25z square minus 15z plus 9. Okay. Now I have made two parts, the first two terms together, third, fourth term together. So what is common between the first two? That is 5z, and the 5z minus 3 will be in the second bracket. What is common between the third and fourth term? That is minus 3. 5z minus 3 will be in the bracket. So we got the same bracket, 5z minus 3, take it as first factor. The remaining terms, that is 5z minus 3, we'll put it in the second bracket. So we got two brackets of 5z minus 3, that is repeated. So 5z minus 3 square is the answer. Next, let us go to 18th sum of the exercise, that is 3x square plus 11x plus 10. So 10 is a constant and 3 is the numerical coefficient of first term. So 3 into 10 is 30. Now we have to split 30. So 30's factors are 1 into 30, 2 into 15, 3 into 10, 6 into 5. Now what is the middle term here? 11. So addition or subtraction of these factors should be 11. So we'll choose the last factor, that is 6 and 5. 6 and 5 is 11. So we have to split the middle term into 6x plus 5x. So write it, 3x square plus 6x plus 5x plus 10. Now group of first two terms, group of second, third and fourth term. So what is common between first two terms? That is 3x. X plus 2 will be in the first bracket. What is common between the second two brackets? That is 5. You will get x plus 2. Fine. So x plus 2 is repeated. We will take that as first factor, and the remaining term, that is 3x plus 5, will be second factor of the given term. Let us go to the 23rd sum. 3x square y plus 11xy plus 6y. Now here 6 and 3 are the numbers, that is 6 3s are 18. So we have to split 18 into factor, that is 1 into 18 or 2 into 9. So middle term is 11xy. So we have to take 2 and 9. So split the middle term, 3x square y as it is plus 9xy plus 2xy plus 6y. Now group of first two terms, that is 3x square y plus 9xy, will get 3xy as common. X plus 3 will be in the bracket. From the third and fourth term, we will get 2y as common. X plus 3 again in the bracket. So x plus 3 is repeated. Take it as first factor, and the remaining term 3xy plus 2y in the second bracket. Now we got two brackets. Still in the second bracket, there is one common factor, we can take it out because we have done it in the first exercise, taking common factor. So y is common there, so we can take y as common. So 3x plus 2 will be in the second bracket. So there are three factors of the given term. First is x plus 3, next is y, and the third is 3x plus 2. Okay. Now let us go to the last sum of this exercise. The sum is 3y minus 2 the whole bracket square minus y minus 2 minus 44. So here is also a trinomial. The first term is 3 in the bracket y minus 2 the whole bracket square. Second term is y minus 2, and third term is 44. So here we are going to multiply 44 into 3. So that gives us 132. We have to split 132 in such a way that second term, that is middle term, numerical coefficient is 1. Y minus 2 has only one numerical coefficient. So we should get 1 as the addition or subtraction of this factor. So we'll choose 11 and 12. So minus 12 plus 11 gives us minus 1. So the first term 3y minus 2 as it is, split minus 12 in the bracket, y minus 2 plus 11 y minus 2 minus 44. Now here between the first and second term, we are going to take common as 3y minus 2. What will remain? Y minus 2 minus 4 will remain. From the third and fourth term, 11 is common. Y minus 2 minus 4 will remain in the bracket. So we got two brackets of y minus 2 minus 4, that is the first factor, and the remaining terms we are going to put it in the second bracket, that is 3y minus 2 plus 11. We can still simplify it. Y minus 2 minus 4 gives us y minus 6. The second bracket, when we open the small bracket, 3 into y is 3y. 3 into minus 2 is minus 6 plus 11. Still we can simplify with minus 6 and plus 11, that gives us plus 5. Okay. So y minus 6 and 3y plus 5 are the factors of given term. Okay. Hope you understood these two concepts. I have done few sums, remaining sums you have to do, the children, and then complete your exercise. If you have any doubt, let me know. Take care.